Hello class, I'm teacher Gonzalez. Today I'm going to talk about the topic practicing good healthy habits as a social responsibility. This is your job. You are in charge of this practice of eating good food. At the end of the lesson, I want you to give clear cooking instructions using imperatives and measures. Describe healthy food choices using quantifiers and count noun and not count noun. Identify and describe items in the kitchen using whose in adjective clauses. Use synonyms to vary vocabulary in food and nutrition discussions. So imagine that you are looking at your kitchen. What do you see? You can find a lot of tools, machines like this. You are looking here on the screen. Mixer, blender, washing machine, rice cooker, range hood, trash can, microwave, toaster, coffee machine, dishwasher, fridge. These nouns can be countable or not countable or uncountable. So here you can classify the countable noun and uncountable noun on this chart. So imagine that you are looking at your kitchen at home, so you can add some more here. Apart from this, you can add. So we are still working on this in the beginning activity. What's in your kitchen? Imagine that you have also fruits like this: bananas, avocado, lemons, garlics, beans, milk, sugar. So I think that you are thinking about your kitchen now. So imagine yourself what's in your kitchen. When we talk about practicing healthy diet or healthy food habit, we normally find recipes. The title of the recipe: servings, oven time, cooking time, preparation time, ingredients and directions. And recipes is define a set of instructions for cooking a particular type of food. Normally, we use the imperative sentence to give command and order. For example, here you see chop the vegetables and mix with olive oil. Here the imperative form, it says chop. Here, chop. Here it says chop. Um, Imperative is used to give order, to, to give instructions. Imperative. And the count nouns is these vegetables. Let's see the dialogue here. Dialogue about recipes. Would you like some cookies? I just made them. Yes, thank you. Yes, I would. These are chocolate and those are almond flavored. I guess I'll try a chocolate one first. This is delicious. Are they hard to make? No, they are really quite easy. Wait a minute. I've got the recipe right here. See, these are the ingredients, and then you just follow the directions. That does look easy. I think I'll make some tonight. So here, one chef is giving instructions. So he's sharing the recipe. So the things that we can see here is the directions, ingredients, the contents of the food. It can be sugar, salt, whatever. It can be added to the ingredient. Here you see the measure. When we talk about food, we normally measure food in cubes, teaspoon, grams. For example, here we see some words. Add a few teaspoons of honey. Use a little salt, a little. It says less. Quantifier. These are quantifiers. Few, a little. So measure means a unit for stating the size, weight, etc. of something or a way of measuring. So when measure, we find the quantifiers a few, a little, then the nouns, for example, the the honey, for example, here, or the salt. In kitchens, we also see different tools. Kitchen tools, we say blender, stove, oven, and fridge. Those are inside the kitchen. And we normally said that something belongs to something or something to something. We use whose in adjective clause. A clause means that there are two verbs. For example, here you see a verb, see other verbs here, and these are the adjective clauses. Two sentences are here. One is here. The first is here. Sorry, I cannot circle it well. So the whose indicate what does the blender does. So here, blade spin fast. This is the use. Food prices. When we go shopping, we have to check the prices. If we have the budget, we have to know how much money we have and compare prices and see if the food is healthy or unhealthy. We have to compare if we are really serious about our health, because this is a responsibility of ourselves to eat healthy. We compare prices. For example, here you see broccoli and carrots. Both of them are healthy food. However, you see the broccoli is expensive than carrot. Carrot is just $2.80, but the broccoli is $4.70. And behind you see the hot dog is 4. So you have to consider the prices. If you just owning $5, you cannot buy many things. So consider the price. What can you buy at the moment? Organic fruits are more expensive than chips. This is really true because organic fruits are healthy. Food pyramid. This is a pyramid for vegan. Those people who don't eat meat, fish, or their beef, they avoid all those meat. So they just add grains, fruit, protein, dairy, and fats. So the serving are here, which you have to serve the most here. The first level, the second level, the third, and the fourth. You don't find candy. So the most eaten are the grains, bread, then the fruits or vegetable. You see broccoli, corn, carrot, tomato, eggplant. Then the third level you find the banana, grape, apple, and other. The last are the soy milk and the milk. So these are pyramid for vegan eater. If you are buying something, you have to check the labels because it has some information like this. You see here, vitamin, calcium, iron, potassium. So you have to check this. It can be in English or Spanish, so you have to check this in order to avoid any illnesses because some people are allergic to some food, so they have to avoid this if they find something poisonous or really bad. So here it's very important to check the labels because it has calories, sugar, fat, fiber. And imperative we find check the sodium content. So check here sodium content. If you don't find, so you have to avoid or buy it. Relative clause. Choose snack whose ingredients are natural. Once again, we see here the whose clause is surrounded by two sentences, two verbs. One is here, the other is here. This is the relative clause or adjective clause. Here you can see the countable versus uncountable noun. The countable nouns almost always end with S. We say apples, carrots, eggs. And uncountable nouns are like water, sugar, rice. We never say waters, we never say sugars or rices. It stays the same was water. We don't say one water, two sugar or rices. We don't say that. In this sentence we read there are two books on the table. The S is here because it means that there are more than one. We can count the books. One, two, three, four books, five. And we find here there is to say that there is one thing that can be countable, but we are emphasizing that there are just one. There is an elephant in my car. This is incredible. An elephant cannot keep into the car. So this is a really exaggeration. It's an exaggeration that's not true, but the sentence is really, really useful. So here in the picture you see the countable, which are buns, sandwiches, apples, oranges, burgers, fries, eggs, salads, vegetable cookies, potatoes, tomatoes, carrot, hot dog, candies, olives, peanuts, pancakes, watermelons, peas, grapes, cherries. These are the countable nouns. On the other hand, you see uncountables: bread, fruit, juice, meat, rice, cereal, jam, milk, coffee, sugar, flour, salt, soup, tea, veg. We never say soups. We never say sugars. We avoid saying rices, jams, milks. So we have to be careful with this because you never add s at the end of that word. So here you have to sort the food items into two categories. Category of countable or uncountable. Now let's see the synonyms. Synonyms are words that replaces the similar words in order to mix or give a fluency to the sentence. Let's see here, healthy can be replaced by nutritious. It can be replaced by balance. It can be replaced by wholesome. So when you're writing or speaking, you can use this in order to be creative or interactive. Unhealthy is the same as greasy or junk or processed. So try to use this so in order to avoid repetition. Quantifiers. Quantifiers are words that state the amount of things. Can be for plural or singular. It has many, much, several, a lot of, a few, a little. Let's see two examples here. There are many fruits in the basket. Many indicates that the fruits are in plural. That's why we are reading here there are many fruits in the basket. We need we need much water to stay hydrated. So water is not countable. That's why much is used here. Many for plural, much for uncountable. So be aware of this. For doing activity, I have this smart shopping, smart eating. You have to write, student, you have to write 6 to 8 sentences describing how to eat healthy while considering budget and food variety. So there are many food varieties. However, you have to consider a budget, how much money you have, how many family members you have. So you have to spend your money wisely. If you're lacking of money, if you are broken, just consider that. So this is a sample of the paragraph, but you have to create new one. Eating healthy on a budget is possible with smart planning and a focus on variety. Start by creating a weekly meal plan and shopping list based on affordable nutritious staples like beans, rice, oats, eggs, seasonal fruits and vegetables. Seasonal fruits can be like avocado, pikva, and buying in bulk and choosing store brand items can save money without sacrificing quality. So you have to choose the best market. Like PriceSmart for me, for example, incorporate mix of protein sources such as lentils, canned tuna, or chicken. Rotate different types of product to keep meals interesting and balanced. Cooking at home instead of creating out helps control ingredients and cost. Prepare meals in advance and using leftover creatively also reduces waste and saves time. With a little effort, it's possible to maintain a healthy variety diet without overspending. So with food scratch, you can make organic, mm, like to for your plants, for example. That leftover is useful. You can use it to for plants growth, for example. You have to use everything. And here I have the checklist. I to use one paragraph of to 6, 7, 8 sentences. Explain how to eat healthy by saving money, consider money and healthy food. Specific example, cooking tips, shopping habits, mention food variety. So I consider the topic sentence in a clear way if the ideas are logically organized and connected. Use transition that fits also, for example, instead complete sentences with correct punctuation. So remember the period at the end of each sentence. Use correct verb tense, verb subject agreement, verb agreement. relevant vocabulary. So check the spelling, don't miss out words. Write everything. Proper punctuation, everything here. Comma, colon, semicolon. If needed. And reread my paragraph. You have to read your paragraph after delivering how to chop it smart. So try to include here everything. Imperative. By imperative, we say the order the commands. When we give instruction how to do something, we use imperative. We quit the to in front of the verb. Instead of saying to eat more vegetable, we just say eat more vegetable. Don't skip breakfast. Don't drink plenty of water. So this is an order, a healthy order. So you have to follow sometimes when you are receiving advices from the doctors, from the counselor. You have to follow these instructions. Or when you are cooking, or when you are about to cook. So here, as closing activity, I have a debate for you. Prepare a debate about cheap or healthy. There are two groups. One group is going to be talking about healthy food is worth the price. And the team B, cheap food can also be healthy. So try to include the reason, the argument inside this. Use because, for, and fact, different data to reinforce your idea. Not a debate. So let's see here the rubric. This is the rubric that you have to fulfill: content, argument, quality, organization, structure, team collaboration, because you are working with your classmates or four classmates. Time management, try to use the time wisely, spend less time in front of the class. So here again, to review, remember the countdowns at S, like this: apples, bananas, eggs, ends with S, non-countdown, and without the S, like milk, water, sugar. We never say sugars, we never say waters, we never say milks. So try to sort food into non-countdown categories. Here again, remember the whose is an adjective clauses. Clauses means that it has two sentences. Inside here we have one verb. The other verb is here, receives. There were the verbs here. Here again. So to follow the structure, noun, whose, noun, verb. So this is the final rubric you have to consider when you're doing your work. So see you soon. I hope you enjoy the class.